Okay, so now that we have a game over screen, we need to go and add in a menu screen. Now, very rarely do games not have a menu screen. There's several reasons for this. Even though it makes sense to actually put the person in the game as quickly as possible, there needs to be a bit of downtime so the user can just get a couple seconds to find out what they're about to play. So we're going to go ahead and add a layout here, and we're going to go ahead and add an event sheet. This layout, of course, is going to be called menu screen. And you don't necessarily have to put it in the screen at the end of the name, but I personally like to do that. All right, and we'll call this menu. We'll call this menu sheet. All right, and layout size, of course, is going to be 1920 by 1080. There we go. Let's just go and zoom out, and that actually looks pretty nice. Let's hop into the layers here. Let's go and call this background, and we'll add in one more layer. Make sure the background is selected, drop in the background, arrange everything just like that, and then we'll hop back in the layers, push the background here, and we'll go and put, we can actually even put heads up display if you wanted to. So that actually works out quite well. Okay, so now that we have the buttons here, all we need to do is we need to add in, and this is going to be very simple. We're going to be going into an Adobe program and making the menu screen here. So really, this here, we can add in the more games, the play again, and the button Twitter here. But let's go and let's hop over to the game over sheet, and I'm going to clone this object type here. And you notice when I clone the object type, because we stretch these out in another tutorial, the original actually looks like this. So I'm actually going to push Control X to cut, go back to the menu screen, and then paste them in here. So these are pretty much going to be the same thing here. We're going to call this BTN menu play. We're going to call this one BTN menu more games. And then we're going to call this one BTN platypus banana. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to call this one BTN Twitter. Okay, it's going to be pretty much the same thing, except we're going to call this BTN menu Twitter. Just like that. Now we can go ahead, we can design this as any way we want here. Since this is a landscape game, having 3 buttons in a row like this is not a bad idea, right? It's not necessarily a bad idea, but it leaves a lot of the space to be desired here. So what we're actually going to do is we're actually going to kind of make this a little bit the same here. And we can probably make it, just to keep consistent, make it 500 by 200, 500 by 200, and this one's going to be 500 by 200 again. And so that's pretty much it here. And if we really want to, we can add in the nice big title here if we want to. Now, one thing I like to do is we could actually go ahead and copy all of these, right? And we can actually make an animated menu screen. Let's just deal with this first here, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over, and I'm actually going to copy all of these here, because this is pretty much the exact same thing here. I'm going to go to the game screen. Sheet. In fact, I don't think we've even opened that. Menu sheet. Here we go. And I'm going to paste it in here. But we need to change the objects to the menu. And essentially, we can leave everything the same. Menu play, BTN menu. And again, even though there is text there, the color coding really does help. So for the most part, this actually all works out. And now we have a menu screen that kind of works. This concludes the tutorial.